What's going on, people, and welcome back to Totalozspurs. And it's a bit of a surprise to see me during the day here in Oz. Got a week off, so had to have a week off to prepare for the NLD. Now I took a week off before Christmas, as I'm working over Christmas. So back here bringing you a video. Before we get into it, guys, make sure you are liking and subscribing to the channel. We've got a lot of subs the last couple of weeks, so I appreciate everyone that has subbed to the channel. And we are pushing for that 200. So make sure, please, guys, that you are subbing if you haven't, if you're enjoying the content, and liking the video helps us as well. So this weekend, it's on a Sunday night here in Oz, 11:30 at night. Luckily, the boys, we have Monday off as well. So we will be doing a live watch along for that. And I can't wait. It's probably one of the most recent NLDs that I've been kind of looking forward to, especially with the way we're playing and the way the club is performing, and the comeback that we had against Sheffield last week has really got me not going there thinking we're going to go and win, but I think we're going to put in a good contest, and I think it's going to be a great game. Both teams are very much on form. Arsenal has just won 4-0 midweek, with having their front three and Odegaard scoring against PSV in the Champions League. And this is going to be the real test for Arsenal, right? They haven't been in the Champions League in a while. They've got a lot of fresh faces that haven't even competed in the Champions League, i.e. Saka, and like Trossard. There's a few players in there that haven't played Champions League football. So it's going to be a bit of a change for them. It can only work in our favour, but we have to take advantage of it. So I'm expecting us to stay with the same team that we played against Sheffield. I don't see Johnson coming in for Solomon, which would be the only change that I would make. I don't think Richarlison, irrespective of what he did last week, I don't think he gets a start. I think Sonny starts still in that middle. But we are without Ivan Perisic. Sustained an ACL injury, so he's pretty much out for the season. Big loss for me. Our most creative in terms of crossing wise on the wings. That's our creative spark that we could bring on at the back end of games if we're chasing games like we did against Sheffield. I feel like he's going to be a massive miss. Everyone, even though he's playing a sub role, we have to understand his age. He's mid-30s now, slowing down. I think Ange's managed him really, really well. Put him in games when he needs to, has brought him on when he needed to, and he's made an impact for me. However, unfortunately, we're going to be missing him for at least 6 months. That'll lead us to roughly around March, April. So if he does make a full recovery, we might be able to get him in the run on the end of the season. But unfortunately, he won't be playing this game. So for me, I think Solomon starts again on the left, really put pressure on. I don't know if they're playing Partey there. I think they're playing back to Ben White. We'll give Ben White a good go with his dribbling and his taking on his man. And then Sonny through the middle. I think Sonny's going to have a hard time now that Gabriel Magalhaes is back in the middle with Saliba. I think Saliba is probably the best centre-back, or one of top 3 centre-backs in the league at the moment, playing really, really well. But what I'm excited to see about this game is Udogie versus Saka. Now, Udogie, for me, has probably been the most consistent player this season, apart from Basuma and Maddison. I think he's really, really done well transitioning into the Premier League. Seems like he's just fit for it. Goes forward really well, links up really well with Perisic, unfortunately. But he had a couple of good runs with Solomon and Son on that side. And defensively, he hasn't been too bad. I'm not saying he's been outstanding, but he's been there where he needed to. He does track back. He works all game. He's got an engine on him. And I think, Saka's, a generational talent. I'll say Saka just keeps performing when people think he doesn't perform. He's very unorthodox because of his age. I feel like kids, around his age that aren't fully developed have that kind of, it's not lankiness, but kind of, they're still growing into their body. He's still becoming a man. And, he's probably the top right winger of the league. I think he's on level with Salah at the moment. And that's not in terms of like the level. Obviously, Salah, Salah, but Saka's performing really, really well. No one can doubt his talent. He is a star boy for Arsenal, and he's going to be the man to, we really need to shut down if we don't want him to get in full flow. But there is another player that is actually going to be playing, scoring the Champions League, scored last week in the Premier League for him against Everton, and that's Trossard, the guy that we missed out on last season because Daniel Levy didn't want to pay the money. I feel like he would have been a great asset on that left if we had him in replace of Solomon, or last season if we bought him in January, and then when Son wasn't playing well, we rotated Trossard in. I think we would have got a few more places up the table. I think Trossard's a great talent, was great at Brighton, great for Belgium. Starting to show with Martinelli being injured, he's starting to really show how good he actually is. So he's, Poro's going to have a hard time. And I'm seeing everybody saying maybe we should play Royal to try and stop their attacking threat. But I think we need to play Poro. Poro's played well this season, been consistent. Defensively, he's starting to get a little bit better, but he obviously isn't great because his starting level was so low. But we can pin back their forwards. If a doggy and because they kind of play the same kind of system, whether the right and left backs come in as centre defensives. However, instead of our right and left backs coming into midfield, we get them to play inverted and run inside and make runs forward. It's going to really hurt us if they decide to keep the likes of Trossard and Saka staying high with Gabriel Jesus. But if we can really pin back Saka and Trossard and stop and have them chasing our right and left back, it'll relieve that counter-attack play that they may have. I think that's going to be a really tough area on that left-hand side. I think both our wings are going to be put to the test, and it's going to be a great test to see how well the likes of Van der Ven and Romero kind of chaperone the back four, keep them in line, and I'm hoping Vicario has a out of his world game. Been playing well, but they will get shots. They are an attacking team, and what I'm excited about as well is coming up against a team that's actually going to attack us, not just sit back like Sheffield did, like Brentford did, not go halfway like United did, and Bournemouth kind of did. Sit back, play defensive. We're going to have a team that's not going to be scared to come at us. And for me, that's going to work in our favour because it'll open up the space in the middle and out wide for the likes of Sonny, Solomon, Kulu, Johnson, Richarlison to get in. But it also will expose our back four, and it will mean that Basuma and Sarr in that midfield are going to have to do everything they can to stop the flow with Havertz, with Odegaard, and with Rice. It's going to be a battle of the midfield. I think there's going to be battles all over the pitch, to be honest. I think, the wings are going to be battling with the left and right backs. You're going to have, and vice versa, our battling with theirs. Midfield is going to be a really, really, you're going to have Rice that's going to stick to Madison. Basuma is going to have to control Odegaard, and Sarr is really going to have to run Havertz right. I'm excited, to be honest. I mean, it's the first North London derby I've been kind of positive for in a while. But I think we can get a result. I think we can get a draw. I'm not going to be too over optimistic. I want us to win every game. I think that we have a chance of winning this game, especially if back end Richarlison comes in and does what he did last week. Like I said, they're not going to be playing very defensive. They're going to be playing very defensive. They're going to come at us, and that plays into our hand. But also we play into their hand. So it's going to be a great game. And the only downfall is that we're playing away first, and we don't have a very good record there. I think the last time we won away at Arsenal was probably once in the last 10, 15 years. I might be wrong, but I don't have that top of my head. But I'm excited. I think people are going to ask the question about Richarlison. Does he get a start? Does Son move back out onto the left? I wouldn't mind that change, but I do think that maybe we ease Richarlison back in again. He scored a goal. All right, give him a few more minutes. Give him, instead of bringing him on in the 75th minute, bring him on in the 65th minute. If he does again, gets a goal, gets an assist, starts playing really well, then we go, all right, Sonny. And the thing is if Sonny moves out to the left, Sonny's always going to be starting on the pitch. Conte proved it. I think Sonny's our main man. He's our captain. Solomon might miss out, but if that's what Ange thinks needs to happen for us to win the game, then unfortunately, you have to compete for your position. And that's like with Kulu. Kulu had a very good, well, not very good game, but he had a good game, decent game last game. He's grown better and better as the season's gone on. Got his goal, great goal he took. Started to move on to his right a bit more, his right foot, which is creating, him to have more opportunities to get the ball into the box because people aren't expecting him to cut in, and he's not just cutting in all the time. But I want to see Johnson as well. I think Johnson can be the key here. His pace, his knack for getting in the box, and he could have got a goal and could have got an assist in the Sheffield game, and he was only on for 10-15. Unfortunately, he went too early, and I'm pretty sure it was offside for the ball across the box to Richarlison to tap it in. So, look, I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. I think it's going to be goals. I think it's going to be 2-2. That's my call, 2-2. But please comment down below what score you think it's going to be. If you're going to think we're going to win, if you think we're going to draw, loss. I'm excited, and yes, I'm going to be nervous. Every Tottenham fan is nervous when we play against Arsenal. We hate losing to Arsenal because they are our main rivals. But we have to go if we want to get anywhere this season, anywhere in the top 4. We have to come out of a result with this game, especially this week and next week with Liverpool next week. We need to get a result, and that's no if buts or maybes about it. So, look, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Nice and short. NLD preview, but make sure you are smashing a like and subscribing again. And today is, it's Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning, 3 hours till EAFC drops, and I will be doing a stream tonight with the boys from Totalozspurs and a few other friends, some pro clubs for you boys. So if you are around at about 1 p.m. in England or 9-10 p.m. tonight in Australia, please jump on the channel and watch us cream some guys on your EAFC. So that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, stay safe, guys, and as always, stay Spursy.